people, at least on Aruba that I know, tend to just naturally be jealous or envious.
You see, but I think people just mix it up. I think a lot of people.
It's both. Like it's either one or the other. Like people, like if you work in a certain field, for example, and you know someone talented is coming into that field, you're going to make his life difficult because you thinking that this person will probably take your spot eventually. So there's a lot of that going on. There's jealousy, and then you have the envious part where, like, for example, let's say we throwing parties, like let me see, me and you both throw parties, and you know I throw a party at that day, and you specifically are going to throw the party on the same day because you just want to take away people from my party.
That's some mean girl shit right there.
Yeah, but that's a legit thing that happens.
That's a promoter game. I figured out the hard way.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's the difference between envy and jealousy, is jealousy ever really justified?
To me, the main thing that you see when you look at even some of the definitions that we pull up, like a core thing you see is lack. And to me, that is why you might see that very prominently, because it's something we talk about all the time, like on a broader scale when it comes to like the Black community, and you talk about the crab in a bucket mentality and stuff like that. You don't want to see nobody win, or you want to see nobody do better than you type of thing. Like, that is a lot of kind of what you're talking about. People would like to take away shine or don't really want to see you do better. And to me, like, in the definition say it comes from lack. And if you in a place with a lot of poverty or not the best circumstances, let's say, I feel you would be a lot more likely to say those things. And oftentimes when you're looking at certain attempts to like bring somebody down, you often don't see that from people that are doing well in life, like that people that are successful. There is some of it. I'm not saying like it's a generalization we're speaking in. Of course, there's exceptions.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but even with that, I'm pretty sure all of us will come with an example with somebody who might be like more financially stable than us was envious or jealous of us for some like specific reason.
It doesn't always come down to finances. It's not purely that, but I mean, it could be I'm envious of you because you had a 2-parent household. Even I might have been better off. You got mother and dad or something like that. And I think in about times I never played catch or something, like whatever the stereotype cliche thing is, like.
100%.
But going back to like jealousy within a relationship, who here is jealous? Who is a jealous person?
I have been.
I try not to lie.
I have been, and am at times. Like now, I feel like I've kind of outgrown jealousy to some degree. Like, but I'm still territorial in a certain way. Like,
all right.
I don't know if it's a subtle difference, but it's not like. I still like to know that kind of what is mine type of thing, but it's not there's no trust there, I guess. Like, so I'm not worried that I'm going to lose it, but I still like to claim what is mine and like, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah, I get that.
I used to be jealous though. And like, it certainly does come out of insecurity. That's another thing where I feel like you might see it more commonly on a place like St. Martin that we have these conversations, but people don't want to see you doing better. It's like, it's also a lot of haunting and side chick culture. Like, so there might be a lot of insecurity because these are people that probably have been cheated on before or playing in these types of games and things. So they're very suspicious because or sometimes they may be projecting because they themselves playing these games type of thing. And so they extra suspicious of be like, well, I know I might be texting on the side or whatever. So if I see you hiding your phone or anything that might just be, oh, you try to have a little space, or maybe it might not even be what they were seeing, but because they done so suspicious because that's how their brain operates, like they're projecting onto you.
They start to project it onto you.
Yeah.
So heavily based on like past experience, you can like, I guess that would kind of stimulate that jealousy in someone.
Yeah,
more.
100%.
Yeah.
But not only that, I feel like if you have a certain level of suspicion, look, I've been jealous before in the past, but whenever I was jealous, it was because I felt like the person was being unfaithful. That's really the only time where shit just started to bother me, where I already feel like doing something and then I just get like hyper vigilant. Then every little thing that you're doing making me a little uncomfortable because I already got this idea in my head that you're cheating. Or that I already know that you did before in the past.
Is that jealousy though? Okay, no, not is that jealousy, but obviously, like everybody in that situation would feel that type of jealousy. But my question is now thinking about it and hearing you talk about it. Is that the right emotion? Granted, nobody could tell you what emotions you're going to feel or not feel.
Mm-hmm.
Is it warranted? Because the jealousy, if you say jealous, what are we jealous about? We jealous of the fact that that person giving the other person.
That's where my confusion comes into this. Yes.
Because then
I based it off of how you define it just now. So you define it as the fear of losing someone, right?
Of losing
And
something.
so if I was in a position where I felt like this person was cheating, and then is when I became jealous, you understand? When I like, especially when I had a strong feeling, but I didn't have any proof, but it's just like things to me wasn't adding up. And then anytime like that person would go out and was like with friends or whatever, then is when it was like, I don't know. And you know when somebody telling you something that's not making sense, like make it make sense.
But that's the thing.
So basically, jealousy comes out when there's suspicion. Well, once you're already suspicious to some degree, the jealousy will come out.
Honestly, okay, sorry. For me, honestly, if I trust the person, I'm not going to be jealous. And I have been in a situation where, like, the person showed me that they was trustworthy, but like had previously shown me that it was kind of wishy-washy. But then when it was acting wishy-washy, I was completely insecure in the situation. But then when they started showing me, like they're for real, then there was no more jealousy. Then it was just like,
They essentially give you a reason to trust them.
Yeah. So that's why I say it comes down to like trust and insecurity. Well, at least for me.
Yeah. Because it also depends on what level certain people are like. Cause some I know some guys that are just jealous to the point that they don't want their girlfriends to even talk to someone else. Mm-hmm. Like they don't want their girlfriends to go out without them being around. Like because I think there's also like this. I think that also has to do with insecurities. And also projection. Maybe they're doing the same thing and they just assume that their girlfriend does the same thing too.
Exactly. So, I think that most of it is exactly what King was saying, because they already doing their shit when they're alone. They don't want the girlfriends to be alone because they're thinking, okay, if I could do it, shit, she could probably do it too.
Yeah. Because I am really not a jealous person at all. To the point that it's weird. I'm not possessive. I'm not jealous. I'm not the type of guy at all. Like, and I've even had problems because I'm not jealous. I'm so lax that I get problems. I'm opposite.
I feel
does that level of comfort also come from having clear like boundaries and levels of like a certain degree of communication between you and your significant other to know like, okay, well, I know that if she's out, she's not going to be doing XYZ because we've already spoke and we kind of agreed that this is fine, this is not fine. Like,
yeah, I think
those type of stuff.
I think it's a combination of that, and also I've never been horned before that I know of. So I can only talk about myself. So I just feel comfortable with it because I've never been in a situation where something like that happened, and I've always been open with my significant other to say like if they feel like they don't feel happy in a relationship, just let's just end it there. If she feels like cheating, then just break up with me,
As somebody who's been on both sides of it, I would say you have to be more in with yourself. You have to be more comfortable with yourself. Because if you just put your comfort and all your trust in the other person, if that's solely what it is, eventually they're going to hurt you. My belief, my thing is, everybody going to hurt you. You just have to depend. You just have to see who's worth the pain. Might not be something necessarily with cheating, but there's going to be something involved because nobody's perfect. No relationship is perfect. It's going to happen. Not necessarily conning and stuff like that. But you have to be, I feel you have to be comfortable with yourself that regardless wherever your partner does, you have to be like, all right, cool. If he or she cheats, I ain't gonna feel away. I gonna go through it for a while, but after that, I gonna be good. So then it don't matter. It's not going to take. And I feel at least it's not going to affect you as much, whatever it does or doesn't happen.
Similarly to that, or to add to that, I feel like with me, part of why I kind of growed out of the jealousy thing is just a realization that control is an illusion. Like trying to think you can control people or what they do, or like at some point you realize, like there ain't nothing you can do to control how somebody gonna feel, think, do, nothing 100%. Like that. You can influence it to a certain degree, but that is a very limited degree. At the end of the day, decisions still fall on that person. If you feel a way about your girlfriend talking to a particular dude and you say something about it and it's like, you can or can't, and it's like they still might or might not, and it's like, what's the point of being upset about it? Is like,
I feel 100% on that. That's why I say like you have to know yourself. You have to know what you're going to take, what you're not going to take, what you willing to do, what you're not willing to go through. Like again, like the topic of the thing is we can't control the other person. Like we really. All you can do is control your own actions and how you react to things.